Last night, Russia launched a massive attack on Ukraine. The targets included Kiev and Kharkiv, and the strikes targeted energy infrastructure. The attack took place despite the announcement of a week-long pause in the bombing of cities. Russia's nighttime attack was one of the heaviest in recent weeks. Hundreds of drones and dozens of missiles struck Ukraine. The main targets were energy and civilian infrastructure. Power and heating were cut off in many districts of Kiev. Residents once again spent the night in shelters. Many did not return to their homes at all because of the low temperatures. For civilians in Ukraine, this is another night of fear and further proof that Russian attacks do not spare critical infrastructure, despite promises to do so. Where are these talks? They said they had agreed on negotiations, that there would be some kind of ceasefire, but it never happened. It's not coming, and it's not here now. This is the mood in Ukrainian cities. The attack took place despite agreements on a week-long suspension of shelling of energy infrastructure, which is crucial for the functioning of the state and the survival of civilians in the middle of winter. The Russians have once again disregarded the efforts of the American side. There was a clear request from the President of the United States to refrain from striking energy facilities and critical infrastructure. They knew this at the time of the meeting between our negotiating teams. This could be crucial for the upcoming talks in the United Arab Emirates, where delegations from Washington and Moscow are to meet tomorrow. All the more so because the United States President personally announced the suspension of attacks.
I did call up President Putin and he's agreed, he's put it out to. And I asked him if he wouldn't shoot for a period of 1 week, no missiles going into Kiev or any other towns, and he's agreed to do it, so it's something.
This truce could have been a test by the Americans to determine unequivocally whether the Kremlin is serious about peace or just playing a game of appearances.
I'm absolutely sure that the Americans will have noticed. They see what happened, they will hear this, they will take this also what it is. And that is an attack, again, on innocent civilians, on civilian infrastructure, which I think is unacceptable. And this has nothing to do with winning a war or fighting a war, which, as I said, in itself was unprovoked, starting on the 24th of February 2022. But this is creating chaos.
This chaos has one goal: to wear down the Ukrainians, to force them to surrender and make concessions. The Ukrainian energy sector is on the verge of collapse.
We do everything possible, but as you can see, we need a break. We need some time to recover what is destroyed for the last 3 months. That's why I think that energy ceasefire is extremely important for us to recover partly and avoid any tragic consequences because of no power supply.
Despite diplomatic overtures, Washington is working to limit funding for the Kremlin. Donald Trump announced that after talks with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he had secured a key declaration to change the source of oil imports. This declaration has not been officially confirmed by Delhi, and the Kremlin denies that such arrangements have been made. For now, the Indian government is only talking about strengthening trade cooperation with the United States. The trade agreement with the United States is the best we have ever concluded. It is an agreement that benefits every Indian citizen and heralds a bright and stable future. Today's attack shows that Russia is testing the limits both of Ukraine's defenses and the West's determination. As revealed by Western media, for 2 months the European Union and the United States have been discussing with Kiev the establishment of security guarantees for Ukraine. The negotiated agreement is to stipulate that in the event of Russia violating the future truce, the Allied forces, including the Americans and Europeans, will be ready for military intervention, including an attack on Russia.